Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 12th of September, 2018. It's hump day. I hope you're having a great day so far and that your entire day will go well for you. Well, this morning, we looked out the window as we normally do when the sun is just rising and the day is starting. And Michael always takes a look in the garden and sees what's growing and what's going on and happening out there. We look at our spider and we watch a spider and she's still building her web out there and that kind of thing. But something was in this garden that we had not seen up until this morning, and it was just a new arrival actually, and it was a little box turtle about yay big, and he was just the cutest little thing, and there he was just kind of sticking his head out and doing that. And I said, my goodness, when did he come in? And Michael said, well, I don't know, he's slow but steady, and he was just kind of walking slowly. And I started thinking, how long is it going to take that little turtle to make his way all the way through the garden and to the other end of the yard? It would probably take hours and hours. But I'm sure that he'll make it, because now here we are, a couple of hours have lapsed and he's gone. So my guess is that slowly, these things take time. That little turtle is going to make its way across our yard to its destination, wherever that may be. Another yard somewhere, maybe, I don't know. I started thinking about all the things in our lives that take time. Now, of course, we live in this microwave on-demand society, as you well know, and sometimes we don't want to wait for things. You know, it used to be in days of old that if you wanted to have a roasted meat dinner, like, say, a pot roast or a turkey on Thanksgiving, you just better be prepared that hours and hours and hours of preparation and cooking time have to pass before you could put that delectable meal into your mouth. That's just the way it was. But of course, today, in this day and age, if you feel like having a roast turkey dinner, you could just go and grab a Swanson frozen meal and stick it in the microwave, and 3 minutes later you've got a meal in front of you. It may not be as delicious as your Thanksgiving dinner of old, but it would, you know, suffice as a meal nevertheless. See, I've always been taught that if I wanted good Italian sauce, I better let you know, the whole ordeal transpire, the whole preparation. Now, what if my husband were to say to me, Jeannie, I really, really want some of your Italian sauce tonight. So I get out my pot and my spoon, and I say, okay, and I get a tomato, and I throw it in the pot, and then I get some garlic, and I throw it in the pot, and then I get some Italian seasonings, and I put them in, and I go like this, and I go, okay, where's my sauce? Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Because no sauce is going to cook that quickly, and certainly not going to cook by just throwing it in the pot without peeling the garlic, crushing it just so, simmering it in the oil, getting the tomatoes, boiling them just so, peeling the skin, smashing them, and doing all those things. I remember watching my mother for years, you know, when she would make her homemade sauce, she'd find just the right Roma tomatoes and just the right this, that, and the other in order to make it just so. And of course, the end result was always favorable. You can't just throw stuff in and expect it to be ready. Now, there are those who buy jarred sauces. That's fine for them, not my kitchen. But my point being that things take time. If they're worth it, a lot of times you got to go the course in order for it to be, you know, just so. And sometimes when you're expecting an end result of something that's very important, or a collection of things you're trying to collect, sometimes it takes time. Now, like, for example, say this little plant. Say I get this little pot and I go, okay, oh, look, forget-me-nots, how nice. Okay, I'll put some water in. Okay. Where's the plant? How come it doesn't look like this one? How come it's not ready like that? Well, because it takes a while to germinate, and for the sun to hit it, and for the nutrients to hit it, and it takes a while. So it's going to be weeks and weeks, maybe months, before this looks like this. but we're always in a hurry. I remember several years ago, I saw an advertisement in a magazine for a Thomas Kincaid calendar made with these plates, these calendar plates. And I said, ooh, how pretty. And of course, there was a dozen in the set, and you got a wooden case and the numbers and everything. But every 2 months, you'd get another plate, till eventually you had all 12 plates. Do the math, boys and girls. That's 2 full years it took before we got them. Now, why did it take so long? Well, if you bought it all up front, which I don't think you could do, it was going to be like $240 plus shipping, etc., etc. But it didn't sting as much when it was $19.99 every 2 months and a little bit of shipping on top of that. It didn't sting as much. But before you know it, I had spent, with shipping and all, over $250 for these plates and this calendar. Now, have I enjoyed having it? Yes. Years and years of lovely enjoying, and every month changing it out and putting special tiles for birthdays and anniversaries and holidays and things is very, very nice. The same thing happened with my I Love Lucy ornaments. Now, I think these are just precious. Do you see this one? This is when they're in the chocolate factory, and this is when Lucy was in Hollywood and wanted to be in the show in Hollywood. And let's see what else we got. We've got Lucy crushing the grapes in Italy, and Lucy doing Vitamita Vegemin. Let me see. I've got a dozen of these also. Oh, when the Mertzes and the Ricardos went to California, here I come, and Lucy baking the bread. These are just a few of them. See, it took a while to collect. Again, it took 2 full years to collect all 1 dozen of these ornaments, and now at Christmas time I have all 1 dozen on my tree, and that's kind of a cool thing. Now, that all being said, you have to remember that whether or not, my life didn't depend on whether or not I got another Lucy ornament every other month. Of course not. There are some things, though, that are very, very important that we do have to wait on, and we just do not like it. And one of those things is, finding out what's going on with a medical situation in your life. If you've been diagnosed with something. I remember when I was misdiagnosed with breast cancer and given 6 months to live. That was when I was 39 years old, and I'm 61 now, so obviously it was a misdiagnosis. But from the first tests telling me that it was probably the case, that it was like one of these 99% sure you have terminal cancer, and till I finally got the all clear, it was 6 of the longest weeks of my entire life. It was still 6 weeks. It was still just those so many days. But for me, it seemed like an eternity having to wait from point A to point Z. And it was a scary 6 weeks. So sometimes things take longer than you expect. Answering prayers is another thing. Sometimes, and then when we do get the answer, it may not be the one that we even wanted. Things take time. It's as simple as that. My sauce, my good old sauce, I could not possibly make this without picking just the right tomatoes, simmering them for just the right amount of time. My garlic, there's just no way that it would have been just as good if I just stuck them in there and smashed them up and 5 minutes later said, okay, dinner's ready. It just wouldn't work. If you want it right, sometimes, boys and girls, it just simply takes time. Now, do you have someone who is in your life right now who is desperately waiting for some answers, desperately needing something done, desperately needing, say, I don't know, their house sold, or waiting for answers about a new job, or waiting for answers about a provision that they need, or a decision about where to move to, anything like that? Do you have a friend like that? Is it you? Well, this is what I say to you. You know my best answer for that? Go be a a blessing to somebody today. You might end up being the only one who is, and you might be that encouragement, or maybe by you blessing them, they're going to encourage you to be steadfast and wait. You know, there's a lot of old sayings about waiting, like good things come to those who wait, and wait on the Lord patiently. And in it, you'll just get stronger, and you will just gain more appreciation for what you have when it does arrive. Tell you very quickly about a chrysalis. Now, chrysalis is where there's a butterfly that's in the little cocoon before it emerges into a butterfly. It goes from caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly. Now, there was a man who saw a chrysalis hanging off of his tree, and he thought, oh my goodness, look at that. And he saw like that there was a struggle going on in it, and he thought that he would help by slitting open the chrysalis so that the butterfly could come out a little sooner than originally scheduled. And you know what ended up happening, sadly? That butterfly did come out. It was deformed. It wasn't ready. The struggle wasn't complete, and the butterfly fell to the ground and died. See, my point is this. Sometimes it takes a struggle. It takes a struggle like that little chrysalis with that little butterfly, and then when it's finished and the struggle is done, then the beautiful butterfly can emerge, and it will be perfect. So if you're going through a little bit of a struggle today, if you have thrown your stuff in the pot and wondering why your sauce isn't made, if you have your flowers and you put your water and you want to know why it doesn't look like this yet, I say to you, wait, 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 because it will be worth the wait, okay? Now, go be a blessing, like I said, and not only that, but I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jeanne Sigler, Jeanne Sigler, and when you do subscribe, you will see some old past take twos, and I have talked about waiting before. I have given some of these similar examples before, but it will be worth it for you to take the time and watch them again, okay? Tune into my radio station, WRMZ.org. Click that listen button. Let me tell you, sometimes we have to wait for people to click that donate button so that we can make the bills. So that's one thing that I say, please don't wait. If you feel the tug to make a donation to RAM FM, we would certainly appreciate it. Just hit that donate, safe, secure donation through PayPal. Okay, happy hump day, okay? And don't say, oh, I can't wait for this day to be over. Enjoy every minute of it, because there's going to be some tremendous blessings coming your way today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.